And there is a pattern of practice that over 25 years, and then the groups that I put together who sit in the courts and take copious notes about what's happening in the courts. And it just seems that there is this automatic suspicion of ulterior motives attributed to parents, protective parents, who are alleging domestic violence and child sexual abuse in the courts. And they are automatically turned over to third-party appointees, experts, that judges rely on. And we have found that these third-party appointees are, let's say that the judges are relying on the feelings and the hunches of these people. And also litigants believe that judges are ordering them into agreements, into contracts with people that they don't know, that they don't trust, and they cannot afford to pay. Families, generations of wealth are destroyed in these court cases, in these family law cases. And when the judge gets it wrong, children, women, mostly, and men, die. Each week we hear about a family in the United States. And I'm sorry, I'm shaking because it's very upsetting to me, where a Superior Court judge makes a ruling to place a child with a known identified abuser. We had a death list, and there are judges all over the country who have signed orders. And in Tucson, there was a mother around Christmas time, I think it was in 2015, who went to the court and said, I'm very concerned about the state of mind of my husband, and I would like to have monitored visitation. And she was ignored. And that father pulled a gun and murdered her two children, her babies, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old girl. In the dependency court, there is a mother whose child was seized. There are between 14,000 to 18,000 children in this relatively small state who have been seized into foster care on their way to forced adoptions.
Let me interject, because you're now well beyond 3 minutes, and you're obviously touching on very important issues. You're welcome to submit something in writing if you like, and I then would refer it to the appropriate court committees. And I think from what you've said, the council appreciates and understands the general nature of your concerns. So if you could just come to a conclusion, and as I said, you're welcome to submit.
All right, I will. We are in a constitutional crisis in the courts because all of these statutes and rules do not outweigh parents' right to parent and have custody of their children. Same thing's happening in the probate courts with elders. Elders and children are being harvested. And elders' estates are being harvested by people, by lawyers and fiduciaries, and children are being trafficked to very dangerous foster care placements. You said you came on in 1997. That was when ASFA came into being, the Adoptions and Safe Families Act. And that's when children became monetized in the courts for adoption. And at the end of these cases that I see over and over again, the lawyers who have seized children and put them in foster care without warrants, Not one warrant has been served in this state to a parent to take their children. I'm going to wrap it up. And it needs to be addressed. If you would all, when you make your laws and your decisions about what you're going to do to us, the people, pull out the Constitution.
Thank you for your comments. Our next speaker is Lori Ford. Ms. Ford.
Thank you.